I met Judy Pitzel, I think in the 1970s at the St. Thomas Graphics. She was a wonderful person. The reason why we got to know each other so well is I'm a student of history and I'm interested in the history of the Virgin Islands. And the booklets, the funeral booklets in particular, contain the history and the biography of various people in the Virgin Islands. Sometimes a person would pass away and you would not know what they did unless you read what's in the funeral booklet. So the funeral booklet, to me, provide a good resource for Virgin Island history. And Judy used to help us so much. But my involvement with her mostly was when I was working on a booklet. For example, there would be a testimonial, say, for example, I remember one for Judge Amalie Christian, and I worked with her, and she was very good in the grammar and the uses of the English language, and she was a great proofreader. She could have been an English teacher or English professor when it comes to the English language. And we would work together and we discuss history and different things like that. I would say about maybe twice, 3 or 4 times in a month. I would spend a lot of time there when I'm working on the biography of someone for a testimonial and so forth. And Judy and I would engage in conversation about history and culture and various things like that. He was very good at that, yes. Sometimes we discussed politics, especially before I was in office. I don't think we discussed so much when I was in office, but I remember discussing politics before. And then during the time I was governor too, but she was very, very adept at that. She understood the politics of the Virgin Islands very well. Oh yes. In the Virgin Islands, we have people when they pass away. We have the funeral booklet. In a sense, we are almost, I won't say unique, but many places don't honor the people who have passed away with the huge booklets that we have here. Sometimes they have just like a leaflet and so forth. But you find out a lot about people that you might know, but didn't know about them until they pass away, and you see all this beautiful biography. They did this is what they did, show their life and so forth. So it's like a little biography of Congress Virgin Islands. For many people, that's the only biography they would ever have. I have hundreds of booklets going back to the 1960s. I think we started having those things done in the 1960s. Prior to the 1960s, I don't think there were many booklets, funeral booklets. Sometimes there was nothing at all for funeral. You go to the funeral and that was it. There was no booklet. But now we have made it an art here in the Virgin Islands, yes. I think about probably most, if not all, of the churches have people with their booklets, yeah. Yeah, I think it covers the whole spectrum of churches in the Virgin Islands, yes. And also in the British Virgin Islands, that is also. In fact, you have a few booklets from the British Virgin Islands, because I know Corbina collects some of them, and I myself have some of the booklets of the outstanding people in the Virgin Islands. They would send me a copy from Tortola, because my family background is in the British Virgin Islands, so, and then I could donate it to the library there. I would find the biography of individuals, when they were born, where they went to school, their professional life until their death, and it would list their families, which is very important because In genealogy, you'll find in the booklet persons who survived the individual who passed away. And then you might also find, almost all of the time, you find who the parents were and where they went to school and so forth. So you could glean so much information from the booklet. Sometimes it's surprising what you have there. Some of those booklets have mini biographies of individuals that people now trying to do research would refer to the booklet. So for that. If you want to find out what somebody did in the Virgin Islands, go to the funeral booklet and you'll find when they were born, who their parentage, what they did in the way and so forth. Yes. Just in terms of whoever did such a fine work under Judy, that we always know we will have something that will be very well done if she was working on it. That she was a perfectionist when it came to working booklets and so forth like that. One honoring Judge Almeri Christian that was sponsored by my fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, and he was one of our members. And also I remember working on the booklet for honoring Ambassador Terence Stadman. In fact, I wrote the biography of the ambassador for that booklet. So those are some of the things we did. It helps me now when I'm writing about the history of the Virgin Islands and different things. For example, I'm working on this day in Virgin Island history. I have maybe 1,000 to 3,000 entries, and I get much of the information from the funeral booklet. So this individual was born on this day, and when they died, and so forth. The Caribbean Genealogical Library is a jewel, and I've used it many times. I'm going to continue to use it. It is a wonderful idea, and the Genealogical Library is very useful. There are books here that I believe are found nowhere else in the Virgin Islands, and not even in the other libraries. And it's a resource for historians, for scholars, and for genealogists. It's a wonderful place to be.